What's going on, Murray? Murray, can you hear me okay? Uh-oh. What's going on, Michelle? What is going on? Any news on Bant? I haven't heard anything in a really, really long time, honestly. Um, I honestly have no idea what is going on with that company. I haven't changed positions. I haven't adjusted anything. I'm still in it the way I was from the get go. Um, Unfortunately, I'm down, just like most people probably are. But yeah, I'm actually gonna dive in and see if I can't find something for you, man. Honestly, because I've been kind of curious myself. In all honesty, I really have, and I would be interested to see if they've made any advancements with drones. Honestly, I think if we do hear something, it should be probably coming up. I would say within the month of July. I would think you would, because a lot of these big companies that are in the drone sector, which we're going to talk about, are probably going to start making some decent stuff. I don't know if you saw my video today that I put out. It was on Drone Up, and Drone Up is doing some absolutely epic things when it comes to the drone sector. But a lot of people are just have no idea about them or are aware of them from really kind of a public standpoint because they're not publicly traded on an open market. They are a private company, but they went through an entire partnership with Walmart. Walmart felt that based on what they provide and their services that they provide and how they conduct their business, they liked it and they invested into that company. So that shows you right there what happens within the drone sector. And it says in the coming months, and I think that's significant because you can take that a few ways. If it was 2023 and beyond, like many people believe, I feel like they would have said years. They didn't say years. They said, basically, they said in the coming months. And I can pull some of that stuff up and show you guys because we're doing a new, I don't know if you guys can see it up there. It says it's powered by StreamYard. I changed up my live stream. I went with StreamYard, changed it up a little bit. And the reason is I liked the platform of OBS. I liked how it was presentable. But in all honesty, guys, it made me always run late to live streams because I could have got down here at I usually start the stream at 8:50, 8:55. And I could get down here at 8:20 and it would take my computer that long to load. And then I would have to connect YouTube. And I think that this is a little bit more, I guess, presentable in a way. I do like the other way. It was pretty cool how you could put logos and designs and really kind of set that up. But I like this. Nora, most definitely, she just popped in. What's going on, Nora? Chang, what's going on? Nora kind of really walked me through this through Instagram. We were chatting up and, I was kind of nervous on doing it. I've done it on my other channel, the Beat of KC, and I've done it on the other channel, but actually glad that, there we go. So I've done it on the Beat of KC through a live stream with Michael Darcy, who runs a sports channel out of Kansas City called the KC Sports Report. And when we would collab together and do a Royals live stream, he used StreamYard, and I really like the setup. And you have to log in when you do the interview that way. You have to log in and kind of do the same thing, basically, but you're just not doing any of the setup for the live stream. And I really like the platform. It was very easy. And so I definitely wanted to switch it up. And I think it's very cool that you can do banners and all kinds of stuff. And then the chat's a little bit easier to read if I want to. I can also highlight stuff like, Michelle, how did you just do that? I've watched a few YouTubes on that, and I think that's pretty cool. So everything on the right-hand side kind of is a way to really click through and do some stuff. So, guys, I really like StreamYard. I think it's awesome. And also we can do pop over where you guys can see my screen. So hopefully this works. So see, there we go. And then my face is right there. You guys are still getting everything. I think this is way better. Yeah, it's kind of stinks because I don't have the drone logo and I don't have some of that other stuff, but I really like this setup. I think it's absolutely very cool. And you can change a lot of things. So Nora, I can't thank you enough. I look forward to our live stream I guess it's a collaboration that we're going to do after this live stream. Yeah, I thank you for kind of walking me through it at least and giving me the inspiration to take the leap and do it, because I know I was talking to you last night and I told you I think I'm just going to go back to the old fashioned way. And I decided to take a risk, might as well. I just typed in StreamYard, honestly, Michelle, and I just watched as many as I could. So there wasn't necessarily a specific one. I just watched as many as I could. I just typed in basically like basics of StreamYard, how to set up a live stream for StreamYard, and I just kind of went through just a series of them. And how the intro started out, if it wasn't good, I just backed out of it. But I found some pretty decent ones that I thought were pretty interesting, and yeah, it was very cool. So yeah, let's I think this is cool. I'm going to keep highlighting for sure, so that way you guys know that I'm reading your stuff. So he asked, Nora, are you a buyback Torch? So did you get back in Torch, Nora? Am I in Torch? I was in Torch. I was in Torch on my trading side, and I went ahead and got out of it. Not that I disagreed with it, but I'm starting to take profits a lot more. And I didn't sell everything. I don't believe I just trimmed in half. So I'm still in it, but not as much as I was. You like Think Media? Garrett, what's going on, my friend? Just in from mowing. What a treat. Get it. I appreciate you coming in, man. I love mowing, and I get it, though. I don't know if where you're at it's extremely hot or humid or what it's going on. But yeah, it's extremely hot here in Kansas. It's 100 degrees with probably insane amounts of humidity. So yeah, it's a little bit crazy. You stole the idea from Michelle. Well, see, what's cool about this, Michelle, is I can post this so you can see right front and center. Nora says she stole your idea. No, I'm too soon juniored it. That's funny. Maryland. Oh, okay. Okay. So, Garrett, I'm going to go off real quick. I got a question for you. Since you do live in Maryland, do you guys have Bermuda grass since it gets cooler and stays cooler longer? Because I actually worked in the agriculture field for a little bit, and so I'm just curious what kind of, if you guys have Bermuda, or if you go with the traditional bluegrass. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm going to shut this door. I'm going to let Gunner, as you guys can see, Gunner's taking over for me. I'll probably have to put his name there. Well, you better get up there. Come on. Come here. Get up there. Oh, you're going to get back there. Well, come on. Come on. Get up here. I'm going to put this back real quick, and then once we start diving into the chart, I got some pretty cool setups. Hopefully it works out that way. So no, but we do have zoysia in Mount Yard. Most is bluegrass everywhere. Okay. My fiance loves the zoysia for the dogs. I get it. I completely get it. or fescue. Yeah. So here in Kansas, I try to, because we do it gets so hot, and it typically goes dormant no matter what, unless you're just constantly watering, and I'm not going to pay that type of bill. So I did a mix of bluegrass and fescue, and it gets pretty thick. But then if you cut it though, to get the cool patterns and stuff, it tends to go dormant and turn brown and looks ugly in the summertime. But in the spring and the fall, it's beautiful. You get that perfect pattern, the perfect lines. So, Nora, I did not get a notification today for your live stream. Nora, she didn't get it. Lucas, are you doing Facebook Live too? Is it popped up? That'd be freaking cool if it was. Now you got me interested. Michelle, you got me interested. How do I know? I don't know. Oh, so here's the thing, Michelle. I know. So you have to pay in order to duel. So I thought about it. I was gonna see how it goes, and then I'm gonna debate, because I was actually gonna try to do like 3 platforms, because I saw that Twitter was on there, and I really kind of want to start finding a way to connect it to Twitter, but it connects it through Twitter through Periscope, and I'm not a big fan of Periscope. Oh, you don't have to? When I clicked on it early on, it says that in order to do 2 now, it says you had to pay, is what it told me. Because I literally clicked both, and then when I went to do the description, it told me because I hit submit to go to the next page, and it says that you have to pay. So, yeah. Maybe it's something new. I don't know. Yeah, because I just activated the actual streaming account today before I was just a guest, and I created the account today. And then, when I went to do both, because I was going to do Facebook, because I've never done that before, it made me, it said that I was going to have to pay to do both. Take care. Got to go. Thanks for all the hard work. Hey, no problem, Murray. I really appreciate you coming in. I really do. It means a lot. And, even if it's just for a little bit, I appreciate the support. It really means a ton. It really does. If you guys can hear Maverick just got out of the bath, and now he wants to come down here. I had him down here earlier, but I think he clicked on like 400 videos on YouTube. And so my YouTube is like loaded with like tractors and dump trucks, and there we go. Rob made specific mention about real estate on Humble, but with Fox today. Interesting. I thought that was very interesting as well. I always try to listen to what they say, but I also try to really listen to their demeanor and how they approach it. And what I mean by that also is like how much emotion do they put into it? And I think when Rob Luna was talking about Humble, it was like passion, and you could sense and really tell that he was excited to talk about this company. And what's crazy is, I know from kind of doing a little bit of research on him, that this is kind of a new thing for him. Talking about really, the whole OTC aspect. And I think it's a whole new aspect for even like Fox Business. I'm not saying that they've never done it before, but it's usually kind of not necessarily a go-to for them, because, they're supposed to be promoting like the traditionals, the Dow 30s and all that type of stuff. And but yeah, I think it's extremely interesting on, his whole approach. And I'm very interested to see how this continues to be pushed the way it is through Fox Business. And hear me out on this seriously, because we saw everybody can watch when they go to these medias. And I seriously honestly think that Fox Business saw how he was treated on CNBC, the questions that he was asked, and probably the style. I'm sure behind camera and off scene, Brian Foote's probably like, man, these guys set me up, and I didn't know the questions fully. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Fox Business took advantage of that, and we're like, hey, come on over to us. we see what you guys are doing. We want to come actually check it out. We'll create a whole segment for that. We'll push that off to the side for Rob Luna. We'll bring you back on and we'll push it that way. And, Charles, Michelle, he was on Charles Payne. Title as assurance portion of the business. I'm sure this is referring to the title assurance portion of the business. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely mentioned real estate. And he was on Charles Payne, Michelle. So yeah, and I think that's what's significant is that they gave him another opportunity to kind of have the business on. This time, obviously, he wasn't there as an interview, but they talked about it in a very positive, very heavily positive manner. And I think that's what's significant because now people are starting to gain attention from it. And I think that it's, we see it with a lot of stocks. I think the higher, obviously, and it's kind of common sense that the higher the price goes, the less it's probably going to start being influx the way it is. It's not going to bounce in an outrageous amount when it's still considered an OTC. It's still trading in the $20s. It's easy to manipulate and do things that way. And I think the once, everyone climbs on board and really takes advantage of, I think, and something I thought about today too, or last night, because guys, I literally was in the zone when it came to this stock channel. I got home last night and I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I was like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to put out as much content in one night that I possibly can, and that this computer that is slow as molasses will allow me to do. And I did that. I, reached out to James. I know he's a very, very big ALPP investor. I reached out to him pretty late. He's out on the West Coast, and he agreed to do that. I knocked that out, and then I immediately jumped into all 3 videos. I think, I don't know, something clicked again, and it's like, it's go time. And, as I was going through doing the Humble video, it's very like, it's just amazing to see everything that's going on. It's amazing to see all the products that they're involved with. I mean, actually, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and pop this up since we're talking about it. Humble Inc. Ticker symbol is HMBL, ladies and gentlemen. There it is right there. So while we're talking about it, honestly, Brian Foote, the new headquarters, the ability to go to Monster Inc. and kind of walk them through it because it's in Los Angeles, and then to immediately go to San Diego and be able to go through the new headquarters. I believe that's where the new headquarters is still located at. They just moved to a bigger facility. That right there, from a business perspective, is gratifying because they're in a new space. It's a new environment. It looks to be much bigger than what they were in. There's a new mural that someone painted with really a great passion behind it. So I think, in all honesty, I think there's a lot that's going on. But then they're able to go to Athletes First, and Rob Luna's walking there with Brian Foote, and in one of his IG lives, he's like, "Yeah, they have 1/3 of the NFL already lined up for NFT stuff." I think that's absolutely incredible. Like, I really, really think that's incredible. And they keep saying and they keep pushing and this is a very infant stage company. Like, they're still building their products, which we have to understand. But kind of back to what I really kind of got off a tangent. So basically from my understanding is a lot of people got in heavy and really took advantage of the early prices back when it was like down in the pennies, even in the cents. And as it climbed up to, 30, 40, 50, people were buying. Long-term investors were just eating that up. It got higher. It started getting more popular. People start climbing on board. And then you guys have to remember, we did that reverse split. And when they did the reverse split, what advantage do you have from an average standpoint? If you really look at it, because you kind of can average your share price, what advantage did someone have outside, unless they really just had a ton of money that they were just kind of pushing towards it? What advantage did they have when they were pushing it at 5 cents, 6 cents, even 10 cents? It reverse splits, and their average is almost like 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents. Their average is just climbing. when they could have pushed all their money in at 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, whatever it is early on. And those long-term investors aren't going to keep pumping it that way. So all those people kind of slowly are not investing into it anymore. And then you get the newer people. They kind of slow down because they don't want to bump their average. So ideally what happens is the reverse split happens. It's at $7 and nobody's really wanting to buy it at $7 because they're like, this is the highest it's ever been, obviously based off the reverse split. And nobody really wants to get in on that. So then that's just a huge advantage for a short. We understand that the market kind of did its thing where it just seemed like it was red, and down it went. Well, that's where then you have short reports coming out. You have people coming after this company. CNBC apparently didn't go well. That's a negative look. So you have all these things that are generated from a negative aspect around this company, even though it's really not doing anything negative from a business standpoint. And that's what's driving this down. And then now you have shorts that are just holding the steering wheel and driving this thing right now. We saw what happened when they let up. This thing immediately shot up and started heading in a very, very positive direction. Yet again, it runs out of steam. That's how charts work. That's how it works naturally with the stock market. I mean, you guys know that. I'm preaching to the choir with that, but that's what happens. And then down it goes again because it's running out of steam. The long-term investors, yet again, don't want to keep bumping their average. So then it starts to collapse again. The shorts are out. They're taking advantage of it. And that's just how it's going to go until, ladies and gentlemen, we see this stock price get to a point where it's just in favor of a bull. It's in favor of people that are wanting it to go in the right direction. And that's just, that's what's up with it right now. I've had a lot of people ask me those questions. I'm still so bullish on this company. Like I think to see their hand, like if you put a chart, you put Humble in the middle and you really spiked off and made a spider web of everything that they're attached to and in, I mean, from Tickery, ladies and gentlemen, you got to think they're not even doing full capacity of stuff yet, just because we're still slowly coming out of the pandemic. I mean, we just started getting full fan bases at stadiums. I mean, we just started doing that in concerts and things like that. Wait till they're really on a full maximum level of generating revenue. I mean, I think that there is honestly a lot of things. I mean, they go out and they get a podcast, ladies and gentlemen, a podcast that is going to be conducted inside the Humble headquarters on iHeartRadio. They're going to be talking sports. They're going to be talking business. They're going to be talking all kinds of different things. They're probably going to have a series of shows coming in and conducting the shows on iHeartRadio. NFTs. The NFTs are going to be endless. Last night, for example, ladies and gentlemen, they take, the entire team in celebration of everything that's going on. Rob Luna's in town. They moved to the new headquarters. It's a way for them to celebrate. They go to a San Diego Padres game. The stadium is like sold out. 40, 50,000 people, I think maybe even more than that. Sold out crowd, it looked like. And the Cincinnati Reds and the San Diego Padres are going back and forth. It is a tremendous game. The San Diego Padres walk it off, and the entire stadium erupts like it's a postseason game, like it's in the playoffs. And Humble's entire team is there. That's an NFT moment. That truly is an NFT moment, and they were able to live it by that and just experience that. I mean, there's just so much, guys, that Humble is really truly going to provide. I think that there's just so much going on, and it's going to be an incredible ride. It's just going to see how, the biggest question is just how long it takes to perfect each one of these entities and then how they continue to move forward with them. Obviously, we understand, like you guys stated so far in this, they've mentioned real estate. I've heard very, very early on when they were Block 30 Labs, he was always talking about incorporating real estate, being able to sell, your home, being able to sell a commercial office and post it on there, and then be able to transact that through cryptocurrency or having the ability to do it in that manner, or even just a pay style, normal money like dollars, obviously. But I think it's just interesting that they have all these plans And sometimes I'm hoping that they're not getting ahead of themselves. I hope that someone in that business is like, hey guys, we need to focus and master one, or maybe master a two or three, and then move to the next. I hope they're not trying to like stick their hands in every bucket, because that's where I don't think they would be successful if they are constantly trying to perfect every single craft at the same time. I think they need to really focus on one entity, and it sounds like to me it's right now it's the NFTs, and even the app. All right, off Humble for a little bit. Let's go ahead and pop the banner off. Go ahead and pop that off. Get back to the chat. Get back to the chat. See what's going on. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Sam? I appreciate you popping in. As always, my friend, it means a ton. Rob made serious money already. I feel like he is as real as it gets. I would agree with that. I really do. I think I'm sure there was something going on with the situation. He just probably didn't just do it off the whim. Something obviously got him onto it. So, yeah, I'd be interested in that. But definitely, I'm sure he's invested or something. Chang says, hello, Sam. Michelle says, hello. What is a NFT? It is a non-fungible token. Basically, what it is it can be a series of things. It could be a moment. It could be a picture. It could be a ticket. And ideally what they are is they're, I guess, technology in a way. So like it's housed on your phone. It's not so like a lot of people as of right now, the ones I've seen the most are like cards. So like all these cards I have right behind me, those would be considered NFTs. And they could be ones of ones. They could be like one of tens. They could be even one of hundreds. And you get them and you're able to trade them. You're able to sell them. You're able to keep them. And like it's going to be a way to like go to concerts and keep a memorabilia piece of that concert through the ticket, and maybe an event piece that you take from that event and keep it as a non-fungible token. I just think that there's so much that goes into it, and there's a lot more that I'm not even aware of, and I could be just scratching the surface with that, honestly. But they know obviously way more, and they're going to be doing some amazing things. I'm sure they're going to really expose it once they get it fully functioned. Do your thing, Lucas. I appreciate it, John. Man, the support is amazing. It means a ton. Jose, what is going on? What is going on? We own and operate a title company here in Maryland. Title transfer tied to blockchain. Everyone, the magnitude of this sector of putting title on blockchain cannot be quantified. I honestly, and that's what's unique, because I know for a fact I put the video in every Alpine 4. Well, I didn't do it this last time, so I shouldn't say every time. But if you go back to some of my previous Alpine 4s, I put the entire Brian Foote interview when he was at Block 30 Labs. If you go back and watch that interview, it's about 30 minutes. I've watched it its entirety at least 3 times. He talks about, and he posts a house, and he talks about the real estate aspect. And I think it'd be really cool. I recommend it. I mean, you really hear everything that they have really developed or have the intention to develop in that, and they're transferring that to Humble. I mean, we're seeing it happen and go through. So yeah, it's going to be amazing. Nora says, wow. I say wow right back. In my opinion, they gave Rob the overview and the potential, and he tossed out that comment of the $1 trillion idea. Execution is key. I agree. Could not agree more with that statement. Smart contracts on blockchain. Selling real estate. Lucas, you are right. Fusion will form money makers first. Yep. NFT could be anything. Music too. Yes, Chang. Yes. Yeah, a lot of people are selling NFT music right now as well. Division, I got you. Are you guys in LKO or LKCO? Let's take a look. Pop back over here. What was it? LKCO? I am not, Chang. Give us a little bit of an update on that. Let us know is it drone related? Is it says for traffic control? So that sounds like something for air. Let's take a look. Formerly King Tone Wireless Info Solutions Holding is a holding company, developer and provider of multiple enterprise solutions. The company mobile enterprise solutions allow company personnel whose work function requires mobility to be connected with an enterprise infrastructure. So IT, supply chain. Nice. Very interesting. How'd you hear about it, Chang? Is that something that's popular? I didn't know if that was a popular thing or not. This is a great setup. So cool to see. Sam, I could not agree more. I decided to, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I obviously give the support where in the credit where it's due. I mentioned very early on in the stream that I was doing live streams on my other channel. I do live streams covering the Royals with Michael Darcy. He's a sports channel here in Kansas City called the KC Sports Report. And I noticed that he was using StreamYard. I know early on, back when Jack Spencer would go live for his live streams, he used StreamYard. And I looked into it back then, and I liked how the setup was with OBS, but as my computer has been bogged down, it took forever for OBS to load. And then if I wanted to, withdraw the live stream, it would take forever. So I figured I would go ahead and take the leap. And I just so happened to be talking to Nora last night on Instagram. And somehow we talked about it, I think because we're going to collab after this live stream. And so yeah, I decided to go ahead and do it, and she kind of convinced me a little bit, and yeah, so I really do like this. I think it's very cool. I like the setup. I think it's a lot more clear, and it gets the message across. You guys can see the ticker at the bottom, and it just gives you the information that I would basically post up there anyways. So yeah, I really like this a lot. I think it's incredible, and yeah. Recently jumped on ASTS. Maybe you could look into that and make a video on it. What is ASTS? I feel like I'm in that maybe. Space Mobile, formerly New Providence Acquisition Corporation. Cellular broadband network accessible by standard mobile phones. The company's service offering is backed by an internet protocol portfolio. Any news? Doesn't look like news since June. What are you so interested about that one for, Sam? Man, I'm glad Humble ran. LTNC finally kicked it back in gear. Alpine 4 guys. I don't know if you guys saw the interview or holy smokes, that interview last night. I didn't want to like make him just keep ranting on. I know he probably could have talked a lot more, but I wanted to make sure that if we are going to continue to do it, we stay consistent with it. And I know he can cover Alpine 4, and I'm talking about James. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, such a tremendous. If you guys aren't following James, go check his Twitter out. He honestly covers ALPP like a hawk. So it's just a monster at covering that. And, I've been kind of following James since very early on. I think even very early workhorse days back like $5. So, but yeah, so I just reached out, and man, super good guy, and definitely look forward to the next one. You and Nora are going live tonight? Yeah, we are. Well, I don't know if it's a live. I think we're doing a just like a collab, and I think she might post it. Michelle. Let's see. Chang, it is Impago autonomous driving too, and it has many big company part. Interesting. I'll definitely have to really dive into it off screen for sure, because that didn't give me a whole lot of deets. What time? Just whenever the stream ends. I know that's kind of what we talked about. So I wasn't going to go super late. We got family pictures, guys. I got so much going on tomorrow. So we've had family pictures scheduled for the last 3 weekends, and then 2 weekends ago we just got like torrential downpours. And then last weekend, well, you guys know I couldn't go live because my grandma passed away. And then, so yeah, it's been pushed back, and now we got to get it done tomorrow. Our big husky German Shepherd's going to go get a blowout, so all of his winter coat's gonna, because he's just dumping hair everywhere, so he's getting a blowout and smell good, smell shampooed up and clean. And then we got to go over to my mom and my stepdad's for Father's Day, like a get together for Father's Day. So tomorrow's gonna be nuts. I stayed up till 4:45 last night making videos. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I just heard, let's see, I just heard that they will have something to do with everyone's phone connection, and that it is so secret on how they do it. Caught your attention? Interesting. I'll look for the link where it talks about it. Share it in the Discord or even in here, Sam. I'd be interested to see how it looks if you share it in here. Can your husky talk? He actually does, yeah. He mouths me every time I get home from work. He lets me know that he is there. And he's very intelligent. He's definitely a little rebellious at times, but he sits, he shakes, he high fives. He can speak if you tell him to speak, but then he also lets you know that he doesn't have to listen to you and speaks at any time. But yeah, he was pretty rough early on, I would say. It took some time to kind of break him in, because he was like ripping arms off of chairs and stuff like that, chewing holes in some carpet. But as he's gotten a little bit older, he's definitely, settled in. What does he say? He says, subscribe to the YouTube channel and smash that like button. He says that he really liked your boxing video. And he also said that drones are the future. So guys, before we dive into the next major talking point, because I have it right here, I'm ready to hit click. I did start keto. This is my second time doing this. I've been going like very, very strict. And so 2 downfalls I had. Number 1 is bread. I love bread of all sorts, sandwiches, dinner rolls. Oh God, dinner rolls. But I love bread, and chips for like tacos. Like if I get tacos, obviously I get shells. So I'm cutting that out, and that hurts my heart. And but then the next thing is I drink sweet tea a lot. I'm a big time sweet tea drinker. I probably can put a gallon down a day if I wanted to. And so I'm changing up my style. I've been drinking a lot of water. I probably should be anyways. But I went to plain tea. But we have Quick Trip. So I drubbed a Quick Trip, and I've been getting like raspberry tea. So yeah, I've been getting raspberry tea, and it's pretty solid. And it's like fresh because I found out what time they brew it, and it's phenomenal. So that's just wanted to let you guys know I'm starting keto, and I think I've started a little bit of the keto flu. I don't know if you guys are familiar with keto at all, but you like almost are like thirsty nonstop. If you're not drinking enough, you get like headaches, but then you kind of fight through it and then you get going. But I've been eating a lot of vegetables. I love summer vegetables. Like there's no comparison to like a farm grown tomato versus a greenhouse tomato. Like I won't eat a tomato in the wintertime because it's just not the same. But that's enough ranting on that. So we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, one of my favorite stocks. I got to get prepped. I got to get fired up. I got to be able to talk about this one because I'm sure Nora is going to ask this question. And that is it right there, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys can see, we're going to be talking about Ag Eagle. So, Ag Eagle, ladies and gentlemen, Ag Eagle. I honestly can't be more excited for how things have gone the last 2 weeks for this company. I did a few videos on them, and then I did a collaboration with TC from Burn Market Trading. If you guys are not subscribed to him, you need to subscribe. And the reason I say that is because his chart breaking down abilities is one of the most flawless things I've ever seen. And, I know he's definitely studied the craft. I know he's put in the time to really make it, what it is. But he called basically the price action for what we're seeing right now. He called where it was going to rebound. If you guys go check out that video, I'm telling you, go check it out. He told me where it was going to bounce, and then he said we should see it start to take back off again. And he was basically on point with that. He didn't say it was going to do it happen immediately, but he basically called it, and it happened today. I did see Sam say in the Discord, he was like, man, what's going on with Ag Eagle? It's below 5. I'm telling you, it's crazy to see TC's accuracy with a chart. It's incredible. But guys, they honestly have done so much from a business standpoint that it's just mind-blowing to see how much that they've been able to accomplish from just putting the right people in the right place. We knew kind of early on, I'm not going to lie, I knew early on that Michael Droz was in place to really develop the company, to get it from the ground up. I just honestly didn't know that they were going to dump him the way they did. But it kind of makes sense because when you go get Brandon Torres Declet, after you really are exposed to his background from a public and a private sector, who he's worked with, who he's dealt with. It's absolutely incredible to see. Absolutely incredible to see. And it made sense why they made the move and how they did it. I do think that there's a significant move coming up just because July is coming up. I've been told numerous times that some big moves are going to happen in July, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Guys, I'm telling you, Walmart's off the list now as of right now. And so that leaves some other major e-commerces. In this case, we know the one that we're looking at. We got it in the bullseye. We're looking at Amazon. And I think if there's a guy that can get that done, if it wasn't shirt up, it's Brandon. So I think that they have a lot going for them. I think a big piece now that they have Micah Sense, they have Measure in place, Brandon's in place, they have the Avengers assembled below him. Matt Martin, obviously vice president of operations, and then they're just literally backloading and filling in all those spots with just insane resumes and things like that. So this company is definitely positioned well. And I'm not going to lie, I wish they didn't have the non-disclosure agreement in place just so we could see how much, honestly, behind the scenes this company is just making, what they're doing. And I think the same goes for a few others. I think Dragonfly is a very similar situation, but not a non-disclosure. They're kind of bound by I guess a figurative one because of the NASDAQ uplisting, very similar to ALPP. They've kind of had to go into a dark period just because of the uplisting is probably, buzzing around the corner. So I think Ag Eagle, ladies and gentlemen, is doing some very, very tremendous things. I think that they're making massive strides. And I do think that we're going to start to see this thing kicking in gear. It's just incredible to see. He's on. Brandon's on the DAC, but he's also on the. I keep calling it a board. I want to call it a board, but it's a committee, and the committee is basically laying the playbook out. They're literally writing the script for how the drones are going to interact in the airspace. It's absolutely incredible. So that's my rant on Ag Eagle. I know a lot of people are upset with the price action, but I was kind of mentally prepared after I did the video with Burner, with TC over there. As you guys can see, it did hit the bottom RSI line, and I do believe. Let me see. This is 5-day. Look, you're looking at a 5-day chart right here. It's in a 5-minute. So as you guys can see, that's a pretty big red piece right there. That's a lot of volume in the red direction. It definitely had a very big drop off at the very end of the day, But as you guys can also see, we are in the oversold area pretty heavily there for a 5-day. So come Monday, it'll be interesting to see how this stock really kind of responds, just because it has been beaten down and it's like just hovering such at a low point on the RSI that I could see this thing kind of having a kickstart. It'll be interesting to see how it responds on Monday, but definitely excited about Ag Eagle and the future for what we're looking at for sure. So let's get back to the chat. Michelle, so true about tomato. Agree. She got into UAVS and is making money. That's what I like to hear, Michelle. I love to hear that. Garrett says, you and Market Burner on the same. Forgot about it. Grand Slam. Appreciate that. Means a ton. We've been talking a lot behind the scenes. We do want to do a lot more collaborations. I'm doing everything I possibly can to find a way to get to Tennessee for the Humble event that is tied to that festival. Obviously there's a lot of factors that are going into that right now. Obviously my wife and I, we have a son, we have 3 dogs. And so we're trying to get some things organized, but a lot of people, honestly, from the Humble side want me to come so they can meet me and talk to me, and rightfully so. I completely understand. So I'm going to try to make that happen. Me and TC talked about potentially doing a live stream down there for all the, investors that kind of follow us. So I think that would be tremendous. So we've been kind of working on some stuff behind the scenes. Hopefully we can make it happen, just because, I just hope we can make it happen for everybody. Good evening, Beaver. What is going on, my friend? What is going on? I appreciate you coming in for the live stream. It means a ton. Hopefully you guys are having a tremendous evening. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. I know that the market, from an overall standpoint, I know today was not a very good one, from depending on what you're involved with. If you were in like your typical Dow and things like that, yeah, it definitely was a rough day. But I ended up going positive, and it wasn't by much. It was kind of nice to just be green to finish out the week, because yesterday and the day before were literally brutal. So it was not a good situation by no means. So here comes the fastball. I like my new setup too. Do you guys like how I got everything positioned? I changed it up because I think I might change it again once I get the new computer. I'm waiting a little bit to get a new computer. I'm hoping that Apple drops a Mac in a 27 towards the end of the year. They did drop the 24-inch. I think it looks fantastic. I just want the bigger computer. So we'll see if they drop a 27 closer to Christmas time, hoping my computer survives up to that point, because I went to delete some stuff last night and it was like, nope. It told me nope. I was positive today, but red for the week. Yeah, that happened, Sam. I think that's actually probably what happened to me. On the year to date, last week I did finally return green. That immediately was subtracted and back into the red this week. That's what's up, Beaver. I appreciate it, man. It's a ton of fun. If we could live, or I guess if we could record everything, because I think we're going to try to do a live stream together like this. If we can honestly record for as much as we talk, man, I think we talked for 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes the other night, just really bouncing ideas, doing the recording, because the recording itself was 45 minutes. I mean, it's so much fun. I love talking to TC, good dude, and the whole burner crew, man, the entire burner crew. It's just, you guys are amazing, and it's just incredible to see how you guys assembled everything, and just the tight knit group that you guys have. It's incredible. So I am left-handed. Always been left-handed. Grew up left-handed. Unfortunately, I only could throw about 85, 88. I think I maxed out one time. My high school year into freshman year. And then I was my arm and elbow were hurting, obviously. And then, I just decided to drop tanks from the left side of the plate, became a first baseman, and won all my awards. So, bro, I love this. I love it. Thus, setup is dope. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate it, Sam. I do. Hope you're all rooting for my Suns to win it all this year. I actually have, I have ties, obviously, to Arizona because that's where my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law live. I'm kind of hoping the Suns pull it out. It'd be pretty cool. I definitely don't want the Nets to win. I think it'd be cool to see the Suns win. I like the ticker at the bottom. Yeah, it took me a little bit to figure that out, but once I figured it out, it was pretty cool. And what's actually really cool, even more, Nora, is the fact that you can type up to almost 1,000 characters, and this, that it's going through the bottom, is only like 200. So honestly, I could write a lot more. I just really didn't know what else to say except for maybe I have 3 dogs, and my favorite color is I would say red, but it's not a good color for the stock market. Michael, what is going on, my friend? Appreciate you coming in. Have you ever heard of the penny stock called OZOP, OZSC? Even after positive catalyst, the stock hasn't moved. I have. I've watched a ton of videos. I think I may have done one. It's been a hot minute. It really has. It's been a while. Yes. Salvador Perez just hit a home run. I'm sorry I had to interrupt that. I got the game on going up here. You guys know, because you guys got the tour last week or the week before that. Man, I needed that. But yeah, I've definitely watched some stuff on it. I know they have a very good CEO. But yeah, it's tough right now being in the penny stock game. It truly is, Michael. And some of these stocks are just struggling, and it's crazy. You do too, Michelle. I'm telling you, StreamYard. It's free. It's easy. Nora nailed it on the head. It's super easy to set up. It's very easy to go live. You can make videos through it as well. You don't have to necessarily. I'm gonna try to make a video through it later on and see how it comes out. But yeah, you can make videos through it too. You don't have to necessarily go live. It's an incredible platform. I'm very happy with it for sure. I always wanted to be left-handed. Yeah, everything I do is left-handed. But I even kind of wonder with right-handed people. So I am left-handed, but when I eat, I have the fork in my right hand. But it makes sense to me because I use the knife to cut with my left. And I think that would make sense because it's almost one that you have to be a little bit more movable, or you know what I mean? So I don't know if right-handers hold their fork in their left hand and they cut with the knife with their right hand. I don't know because I've never really fully paid attention, but that's maybe the only thing that I do right-handed. I hit left-handed. I throw left-handed. I write left-handed. I'm trying to think what else I would do left-handed that is appropriate. I could bat a little left, but that is all. Yeah, when you did it, were you slap? I think my wife tried to slap when she played softball. I'd have to ask her again. I know she hit pretty well, but I don't know if she slapped or not. Speaking of slapping and speaking of softball, we just got done watching the Women's College World Series, and this is one of my favorite times of the years. Tomorrow starts the Men's College World Series up there in Omaha. That is a bucket list of mine, is to attend. I wanted to as a kid, but we were always playing tournaments around this time, so we never got to go up there. Or if we did get to go up there, we were actually, playing in a tournament there. I'm super excited to go to. I want to go to the Women's College World Series. I love softball. I think the pace of the game is extremely incredible. But I also like just the college baseball game as well. And Vanderbilt, we're getting ready to do the Major League Draft. So, it's stuff for my other channel. it's just a really good time. Baseball's on, football's starting mini camp. Then they're going to go right into training camp. And this is just one of my favorite times from a sports perspective. I just love it. So let's see. Jose, have you heard of TAWNF? It's an airliner. Check it out. TAWNF. Holy smokes, an airliner that is 17 cents. That's incredible, Jose. Airways International Public Limited, Thailand-based, engaged in operations. Wow, that's incredible. That is incredible. Airways submits bankruptcy request. Court says that's not a good. That's not a good thing. That was on. Looks like May. Saved the brink by the government. Oh, so they were saved by the government. Thailand receives its first corrupt. Interesting. The 27-inch monitors are the way to go. Yeah, and I like how the 24 looks, but I don't want to be that guy that just goes and gets it because I need to really go get a new computer. I was hoping that when I get the new one, I was going to use the new computer for my other channel. I was going to wipe this one clean and start fresh with it and just start with the stock stuff. But I was talking to a guy that I work with, and he's very like IT savvy. And he said that even after, because this is a 7-year-old computer, that eventually they're just going to stop pushing updates to it and it's going to be obsolete anyways. So I figured I might as well ride it out for as long as possible and then just go get another 27. And then once it comes out, I'm hoping that it comes out. I just don't want to spend like crazy amounts of money on like one of their towers and then go get a screen and stuff. I'd rather just get a traditional Mac. But I'm also thinking about kind of maybe getting a Mac and then also getting a MacBook. But I don't know. I haven't decided. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. 27-inch monitors are the way to go for sure. If they made a 32, that'd be incredible. But in your opinion, how many years before large delivery companies utilize drones for delivery services? So I saw today, I think we're looking at 23. You might start to see it happening potentially. 24, I think you're really going to see it take. 25, I think, is when you'll see it fully functioning, is my guess. And I think for as early, where we're at when it comes to the committee meeting on beyond the visual line of sight, that literally is from talking to Ryan to talking to a lot of CEOs to Drone Delivery Canada to a lot of other places. BVLOS in the United States is a big holdup. Once they really start to address that, they lay out the playbook for that, I think you might start to see it happen. That's why I think there's a chance it could happen sooner. But I think once that's approved, they have to start implementing and putting in place the infrastructure. Like, for example, the landing stations for Valkyrie and a lot of those other things that drones are going to have to need. Like, you're going to have to start seeing, I call them honeycombs, but they're areas where the drones will fly in for package pickup. A lot of this infrastructure is going to have to start being put in place. So I think that's another thing we have to always consider. But I think for the drone to actually do its full functionality autonomously and in a fleet, I think you're looking 24, 25. But I definitely think you might start seeing individuals. And that's what's unique about Drone Up too, Garrett, is, Drone Up obviously goes out and gets commercial and public drone pilots that are certified with the 107. And that's how they're able to accomplish this and do things for Walmart. And that's what's pretty cool too. So they're like normal people like you and I. We go take the test. We get approved for the 107. Then we can go work for Walmart and fly and do their deliveries. So it's a way for them to make money through Walmart as well, I believe. So it's a pretty cool thing. Sorry, I didn't hear you say anything about the link. I walked away for a second. ASTS link. Yeah, if you get it, just post it in the Discord if you get it, Sam. That way I can check it out. Do you have a Discord channel? I didn't even see that, Beaver. Yeah, I do have a Discord. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how to post it in here. I guess I could pull it up on here. It's pretty chill, Beaver. Honestly, like it's not like overbearing. There's not like a ton of people in there. It's and I kind of like it that way. You know, it's a lot of the people you're seeing in here right now. It's really a cool setup. Let's see, and we usually just talk in the general stocks. We'll break off and go into the drone aspect, but those are the two that are really only utilized. All right, let's see. Dang, I forgot how to even share this. Uh-oh. How did I do that last time? Whoa. Oh, there it is. Copy. Hopefully this works. Paste. Bam. There we go. All that lovey-dovey stuff. Man, I've been on a Drake binge. Been on a Drake binge as of late. I'm going to go ahead and dump this off so I can continue, guys, with the chat. There it is, Beaver. I posted that in there. Delivery drone service is already happening in some areas. Yes, it is. Yeah, so when people get the 107, they're able to actually do it, just not in the mass or as a fleet as you're hearing about a lot of these businesses. But yeah, individual drone pilots can actually do food delivery. They can, you know, if they wanted to, they could actually go to the store. You know, I saw Zing, the CEO of Zing, which I've done an interview with, Ian and Nace. He went into a CVS or a Walgreens, picked up a prescription. This was like a test too, but picks up a prescription and sends it to a home for a little girl who needed this medicine. And it was a way to demonstrate the drone's ability, but it was also a way to show how important it is for drones to do that from a medical standpoint. So it was really cool. And yeah, it's definitely happening. It's just not happening in fleets or in large amounts yet. I see you too. Michelle, you have to pop in the Discord more. It's a ton of fun, Michelle. It really is a lot of good information. A lot of good information. Hey, Tim. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Tim. Got off work late. Sorry. No worries, Tim. As you can see, we've upgraded the system, and you can see your beautiful face right there. I don't know if you guys are able to see my arrow. I can see my arrow. I don't think you guys can see my arrow. But, you know, I might just keep it like this for a little bit just so we can admire Tim and his beautiful beard. All right, got to skip on. Would USVS be more of a supplier or would they provide service? USVS. Oh, no. Who hit the home run? Dang it. And it's against Barlow. Were you talking, Garrett? Were you talking about UAVS for Ag Eagle? You know, they're trying to be a drone solution. They're trying to be a one-stop shop. And so if you have a drone need, they want you to be able to come to them and then they can provide the whole service to you. I think that's what's unique about them going and getting MicaSense and them going and getting, God, what was the other one? MicaSense and Measure. Measure provides basically the entire groundwork, the tech side, so the SaaS, so the software as a solution. I think they are legitimately trying to supply the entire the outfit to you and be able to give it to you in every form. So package delivery, farming, surveying, and doing everything like that. So some of that stuff, obviously from a drone perspective, that's what I'm interested in to hear where they're at with that. You know, obviously their website talks about how they create, manufacture, and even customize drones. But that's one thing I haven't even seen or have heard of, and I don't know if that's just because of the non-disclosure agreement, but it'd be interesting to know if that's what is behind the scenes and that's what they're working on next with all that money is the fact that they need to get a major manufacturing place. So yeah, if Amazon transpired, yeah, I think for them, they would be basically the supplier, and they would provide the entire solution. And so, yeah, I think that's what's gonna be significant is the fact that the SaaS comes with it, the drone will come with it, the the pilot itself is going to be with it, because they'll work for Amazon and it'll be outfitted and everything like that. It'll be crazy. We see his face. That's all. Yep. Thank you. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. It's always good to see you in here. It means a ton for sure. Beautiful beards everywhere. I've been trying to shape mine up. My barber's been doing pretty solid. I get this little like divot right here sometimes, and it starts to like branch off. I got to fluff it out a little bit more sometimes, but yeah, I'm really kind of been satisfied with the beard as of late. It's been nice. It's been nice. Thanks for the invite. I'm in. I appreciate it. I really do. It means a ton. You guys know how grateful I am for literally everybody. It's, I kind of talked to, God, why am it's probably because I didn't go to bed till like 4:45 last night, just making videos. Who did I do that live stream with last night? James. So when I talked to James last night, I was just telling him like I'm definitely different when it comes to probably talking to. I'm a normal dude. I'm literally down to earth. I'm a normal dude, and I love talking to people. I love hearing their conversations. Interested to why they chose certain things. It was very interesting to hear his story about how he got into ALPP, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because I wanted to save that for another one. Because I think that's important details, why people pick stocks, why they choose to get involved and then just invest so heavily the way they do, and like why they believe into it. Because I'm the same way. That's something that I'm kind of passionate about. You find stocks and you definitely get drawn to them. So yeah. What is his name? It's James. And I attached his Twitter handle down in the bottom of the of that interview. Is James starting a YouTube channel? I don't think so, Nora. It was I reached out to him, and honestly, I followed him quite a bit. He posts tremendous stuff about Alpine 4. He really posts like updated information, and so I just reached out to him. I said, hey, if you're interested, I'd love to just ask you some questions. It can be 15, 20 minutes long, and some people, they're kind of nervous going on and talking to people they don't know, and really just talking in general. Some people don't like it. So I completely understood if he would have said no, but he was more than happy to. And honestly, it was awesome for sure. It's nice to just talk to people too off to the side, because like in this situation, I'm talking to myself, but you guys are listening. It's nice to get a response back when you are engaging like visually. That's kind of how I might like to engage in person as well. So yeah, it was really cool to just do it from that standpoint. And that's what I think's been so exciting about my other channel is, yeah, I've been doing videos and stuff. It's just awesome to be able to do the videos, and it's a completely different, genre and subject matter, but being able to talk to people about sports that's what they do for a living. It's so much fun. So much fun. Powell running over the last month. I'm thinking about moving to Texas after this week. Are you really? That's very interesting, man. If you're being serious, yeah, that'd be pretty cool to know what you're thinking. I like it. Humble has been my biggest conviction, and I can't get away from it. Beaver, honestly, man, that's something I've talked about multiple times. I told myself, and I've told people, I never had the opportunity to get in Amazon. I went back and looked. The other day, someone posted, and back in like the early 90s, middle 90s, it got down to, it was it was down 90%. And I wasn't even close to investing at that time. Tesla, I wasn't investing at the time. I just was, coming out of college and didn't even really have a job lined up or anything really. So yeah, definitely couldn't get into Tesla. Apple's the same way. So I missed out on a lot of the ones that I'm like just so really kind of in love with. And this one I'm not letting get away. This one is those everything. I'm not gonna say it's everything wrapped in one, but it's got that vibe. Like right now we're sitting at like $1 and some change. And this thing is, I've heard $100, I've heard 150. Yeah, it's definitely got me sold. Ag Eagle's definitely one for me too. But once Humble came along, it's now my one for conviction. And Humble and ALPP are kind of like hand in hand because ALPP obviously has more than drones, and they're doing some amazing things. Tim, where do you live? California. Yeah. I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers made a song called that, California. It's a pretty good one. You should go listen to it. They sing about under a bridge, I think. Pretty good song. You need to get out while you still can. He's stuck. I heard that California is actually going to start detaching from the United States and floating towards Australia, and it's going to connect. So it was nice to know you, Tim, but now you are an Australia citizen. So, yeah. Laugh out loud. I like it. I'm glad that I can make someone laugh today. It's a good feeling to make people laugh for sure. Texas is so pew friendly. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear they have a lot of good football down there. Honestly, the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes, is from Texas. I hear everybody's belt buckles are a lot bigger in Texas, and I like Texas. What is up, Timmy? What's good? 1997. You could have bought Amazon for $1.47. Man, that hurts. That hurts. 1997 is crazy to think that. Crazy. $1.47. And I'm sure there's somebody that's got in and is still holding today. Pretty good, Sam. That's awesome. Even better after the Giants ran through the D-backs this week. Yeah. I was gonna bust out the old San Fran hat for you there, Tim, but decided not to because this hat's been good luck for the Royals, and I need them to get back on a good streak. I agree. I love UAVS. I was in it around $2, but ended up getting out just because I needed to move money around. Completely understand. Completely 100% understand, man. I did the same thing with Workhorse. I still hold a position, but when all this stuff kind of was tossed up into the fan and then it just got scattered everywhere, I still hold a position, but nowhere close to what I was. I would think I was at 1,100, even 1,200 shares, and I'm down to like 50 now. I'm never going to completely sell out of it just because I do think eventually we're going to start to see it come back and rebound around. But that the reason I sold too is because I saw an opportunity to get into the likes of Humble. I never told myself I would sell Ag Eagle as well. But I sold 1,000 shares of Ag Eagle. I'm sitting at 3,000. This was a while back, but I'm sitting at 3,000, not going to go below 3,000, but I was able to turn that profit of, I think it was about $8,000. And I was able to put it into more consistent plays and build those positions up. So I'm starting to find out that you can't get so emotionally attached to stocks the way I was. Obviously you have to put on a good presentation when you're doing YouTube, but in all honesty, it's your retirement. In my case, it's my retirement, and it's also like my trading account. And I showed a lot of commitment to some stocks that I probably should have taken some profits on, i.e., for example, Workhorse, when it hit $45, I could have easily taken probably $40,000 to $50,000 profit off of that, and I was stubborn and was like, this thing's going to 75. I don't care what anybody says, and it didn't make it to 75. So I've learned some lessons, and along the way, and that's a part of it. Definitely a part of it, and moving forward, I've definitely done that. So like when Humble decides to hit 7 to 10. I'm probably going to sell about 1,000 to 2,000 and start redistributing that into some of the other big plays. So Roger Staubach. Oh yeah. Roger The man, the greatest quarterback, ran Texas for a while. I hope you're not talking about Troy Aikman. Hey, I know that guy. His name is Jeff Bezos. Bezos. Troy the man Aikman. I think his name's Tom Brady, and I know he's not from there, but no, Roger Dodger Staubach. Troy has one more ring than Roger. I love Roger more than Troy, the boy. You guys are a rhyming duo. I have now switched up my humble investment to where I have 2,000 shares to swing and 5,000 for long term. I should have bought a lot more at 4. I agree. That's kind of my MO. You know, I'm trying to get to 20, and I was going to treat anywhere from 3 to 5 as more of the swing aspect, and then keep about 15 as a long term investment. But as of late, I'm trying to build that cash position up so I can make that happen. And it's just taking a little bit longer because I'm satisfied. Like if I really wanted to, I could sell out the rest of my workhorse. I could sell out Lordstown because I think Lordstown is a dumpster fire. Even though that the only reason I'm holding, I'm about to sneeze. Oh God, Corona. The only reason why I'm holding Lordstown is because if they do start to sink, and they really do start to sink, I think GM might bail them out and potentially take them on. And then obviously there's a good chance our shares would become GM. So that's the only reason why I'm kind of holding on. Plus it doesn't help that my average is like $28. So either I'm taking a big fat L in a big bag, or might as well see it through. And I don't have enough shares to really to care that much. But yeah, I definitely need to, get to that 20,000. Most definitely. Where do you find these penny stocks? Honestly, since I became a YouTuber, a lot of people recommend them. As you can see, Michelle, people recommend them all the time. Then I do off screen, I do a lot of research when I have some downtime and I look into them. And that's honestly kind of how I wouldn't necessarily say I find them, or discover them, but I find them. Is a lot of people recommend them to me. There's some out there that I just kind of have stumbled upon myself. Like I personally stumbled upon Workhorse myself and then started kind of doing homework and found other people who have done it. But I found Workhorse, Ag Eagle. I found myself because drones always interested me. But I definitely stumbled upon Humble. It was recommended to go check it out. I found it and couldn't believe, what I found. Let's be honest, the greatest quarterback is and will always be Joe Montana at the end, until Patrick Mahomes II came along. Bless you. Thank you. No, Tim. Ride should get squired. I got you, Nora. I think they should. And that's what always interests me too, because I'm pretty sure GM has their hand in Nikola and they didn't get it done. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what ends up happening, because the truck is there. They have the plant, like they have a pretty good foundation. They just don't have the money. And obviously they need a new CEO, which if they get the right CEO in place, maybe this thing does turn around and maybe they start producing. I mean, that's another reason why I didn't want to sell. I really want to see who ends up getting put in place. I want to see who ends up really getting put into that position. So while the individual drone subcontractor setup is nice, yeah, for sure. Not a huge fan, just realistic. Got you acquired. No, I refuse to acknowledge Tom. Yeah, it's tough. Cheaters, most definitely. Deflated balls. I truly feel like Humble could take off at any time. I know there is a lot of talk about peer-to-peer not being a big hit, but fast cross-border payments could be massive. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think that there really is a lot of things that could happen. I think Tickery is going to be massive for him. I think the NFTs are going to be one of the biggest things that they are able to do. Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what ends up really truly being capitalized on. Like, they talked today, like clearly they're working on something from a real estate standpoint, and we haven't even really heard a whole lot about it except for the interview that Brian put on when he was running Block 30. So, they're clearly working on a ton of stuff, and it's just gonna be interesting. I mean, they're doing podcasts on iHeartRadio. They got, I mean, Athletes First is just an incredible, like, they're agents to a lot of players and stuff. So that's incredible too. So Tim Marino, yeah, Kansas City could have taken him. We chose not to. We took Blackledge. Terrible. But unfortunately, Marino never won a Super Bowl. I would consider Dan Marino the greatest quarterback of all time to never win a Super Bowl. I always felt bad for Marino. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You are great, Tim. Me too, Tim, because Marino was a great quarterback. Beaver regulation squared away and then take off for peer-to-peer. I do too. It'll be interesting. What I think I'm most excited about, honestly, and it might sound crazy, I guess maybe not super crazy, but I want to know how much revenue they're making. And I wouldn't be blown away if it wasn't a whole lot. I just would be interested to see what they're making and where it's really coming from, like, significantly now. I just would like to know. Finkel and Einhorn and Finkel. If you know, you know. I do know. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Laces out. That's right. UAVS, most definitely. There it is. I believe an intro for Ticker into another genre of music will start with the Backstreet Boys promoting their ticket sales through Tiggery. I don't know if you saw tonight, Beaver, or anyone else who's very heavily into Humble, but Brian Foote was actually flying to meet with, God, I always forget his name, the Backstreet Boy that's huge into Nick Carter, or whatever the other Carter is, Nick Carter. He's flew out to go meet with them, and they're getting ready to go on like a world tour, so yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm sure that's definitely a thing. I got you, man. I love Jim Carrey is one of the funniest people ever. Like, I love Jim Carrey. Some of his roles are just, Ace Ventura is by far one of my favorite characters he's ever played. As crazy as it sounds too, like I'm a big time what's the Christmas movie where he's the Scrooge? Dang, I always forget what it's called, but Christmas Carol. I love the Christmas Carol too. It's not really a comedy or anything, but it's definitely Jim Carrey. I did see, yeah, I think that's tremendous. I really do, and those are the types of things, and that's what I think too. Because I'm gonna have to get off here, guys, here before long, because I'm gonna do a thing with Nora after this. But I do honestly really think that now that they moved to the new headquarters, they're getting people in place, and they're starting to be able to do, they're starting to be able to do what businesses do. Let the CEO go and do what he needs to do and run the business from a CEO standpoint, and everyone else is in place to then, build the business, and he's there to hold them and assist them along instead of being in the scene and working and doing everything like that. And I'm sure he definitely will still do that and wants to do that. But I think that I think we're starting to see him go be the CEO, where he's kind of a salesman in a way too. He gets to go out, and we know he's been traveling a lot more, because we saw when he was in Tennessee for the festival, signing for the festival, we saw that he's flying out to go see Nick Carter. He even posted a couple times on Twitter saying that, he's going to be out and about a lot more. So, yeah, Liar Liar was the best. I do like Liar Liar. That's a good one. Definitely a good one. Okay, huge if Amazon played out true. Didn't think of the entire picture for the whole picture on the tech. Yeah. Yeah, and there's been a lot of people who have said that were invested in this company well before I was. James last night, we talked on the side. That is something that we talked about. He was invested in Ag Eagle before ALPP, and he was one of the ones that was a part of the due diligence, early due diligence. And, crazy story, guys. James told me this, and he wants to put it into a video, and I rightfully so. But James told me that ALPP did not have a stock twits, and he reached out to him, told him they didn't have one. They responded back, told him thank you for the recommendation, and James was actually #1 subscriber to the ALPP stock twits channel. And he was able to see it grow and to what it is today. And I thought that was an incredible story. So I told him we got to definitely get his words on that back into a video and kind of talk about how he got into it. And I think, something that I'm going to start doing a lot more on this channel, because stocks are still suspect. I'm going to start reaching out to investors. And I got another one lined up for Humble. If you guys know GeoTuny from Twitter, his handle I think is GeoTuna. We got a collab happening Sunday night, and I'm looking forward to talking to him for sure. Because he covers Humble like a boss too. So I want to start reaching out to investors, getting them on the channel, and definitely getting their experiences, why they chose the stock, what their thoughts are. Maybe they have due diligence that most people aren't aware of, or maybe they. I just want to get the investor and get more people access to this type of platform, and might as well take advantage of it while we can, because, people are going back to work. The stock market's kind of just all over the place. So yeah, this is going to be fun for sure. That's kind of my plan. You need to get some rest. Picture day, bro. You sound like me. Who did I talk to last night grinding? Man, I tell you that, I was so pumped to get on the channel and just go to work. And I look up, I'm not kidding you, I was literally editing the last portion, because when you upload it to YouTube, you have to pick where you want the ads, but then you have to wait for it to process in order to get, because now they run checks on you to make sure that you're not copywriting. And in order for it to upload, you have to go through checks. So I was sitting here, and it was literally the last video. I was waiting for it to upload, and it's going through checks. And I look up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 4:30 in the morning. I have to be up at 7:15 to get ready for work. But it's worth it to me. It really is. Michelle, my fiance, may leave me for Tom. I'm always #2. He is very attractive. Are you talking about him or his chin? Ooh! And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap this up. So I can dive on in and do a collab with Nora, the Stock Explorer. If you guys haven't had a chance, go over and check out her YouTube channel. She goes live, what seems like as of late, every single day. She has Michelle on as a guest. It's tremendous. Michelle is a very good boxer. If you guys haven't seen Michelle's channel, you need to go over to Michelle's channel, smash that subscribe button on both, smash the like button for both, because you know what happens, ladies and gentlemen? It helps get the algorithm out there. It helps people to see the videos. So you need to go check and subscribe, like for both. This has been an amazing live stream, guys. I feel like it went a little bit more fluid. I don't know if you guys like this. Sam likes the setup. Most people said they like the setup. I think it's cool that I can just click on people's stuff and pop it up. I think that's really cool. I like the ticker that's on the bottom. I think it would be really cool if I could find a way to actually run a real ticker. Have the actual stock ticker going, but then also have my message going. I think that would be incredible. That'd be really cool. Or even just put sports scores in there. That'd be neat. That'd be really neat. But appreciate it. Later, brother. I will try to be on time next week. No worries. I completely understand, guys. You guys were accepting of what happened with me. Obviously, lost a grandma, and the support you guys gave me. Completely appreciate the understanding, and you guys said do your thing. That's what I'm talking about. So, I completely understand. You guys have things going on in your lives, and Friday nights are a good time. Nora is skipping out on friends to hang out with me tonight. That's incredible. So I understand you guys have lives. I do too, obviously, upstairs, and that's what it's about. So I do appreciate you guys. All the support always is tremendous, It means so much to me. It really does. And you guys are amazing people. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Guys, if it helps out so much, guys, it would help out so much if you guys would go over to the Beat of KC and smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to that channel to 1,000 subscribers. Killing it in the watch time. Killing it in the watch time. It's just people are not subscribing. I know it's kind of a dead time for sports from a football perspective. That's what a lot of people are wanting in Kansas City. So been definitely doing the Royals, covering the Royals, and doing some other stuff. But pretty cool stuff, man. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. And as always, have a good day.